welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here back in the Qitari camp, where the Serpent has the next quest. A chilling fate. The great Serpent of Wonka would once again bestow upon you the wisdom of the gods, probably. Squee, squee! The great serpent wriggles and writhes about with glee. It appears to be eagerly anticipating what new discoveries the Qitari excavation effort might bring. Speak with Chakal Kotl and see how things have been progressing since we last met. Hello there, friend. It's a most splendiferous day here at the Stopple. The ritual that the V's so kindly taught us has allowed us to delve deeper into the tunnels, and you won't believe the wonders we found. It is my voice says, our exploration of the second stratum is nearly complete, and you will be pleased to know that the relics and treasures we found have all but confirmed that your interpretation of the second stella was indeed the correct one. Our forebears welcomed the Reese when they arrived to the Greatwood. Despite our clear differences in aspects like lifespan, stature, and martial aptitude, our two peoples forged a strong bond, not unlike that shared by Ixmaya and Oxtalan, our great guardian deities. We also found records of a story told since olden times. In it, the V's and the Qitari were hunting together in the wood, when they suddenly fell into a deep sinkhole. Their bodies bruised and with no source of nourishment, they had no choice but to wait for a rescuer to come. Knowing that his short lifespan was nearly at an end, the short-lived Qitari offered his own flesh to his V companion, that she might survive for many years to come. Could there be a more wart-harming tale? Wart-harming? Heartwarming, yeah. but it's not what he said. A wart-harming tale of friendship and devotion? Why, it brings a tear to my eye. It also leads us to report that in our search we did also manage to find a passage leading even further into Stoppel's depth. Yes, I have little doubt that another stella awaits us should we continue to delve below. I trust that Toval is ingestivating the matter as we speak. As a matter of fact, she returned a short while ago. Toval is nothing if not circumspect. I have no doubt her survey of the tunnel was the most thorough. And yet I fear the news is not all good. Poor Toval collapsed into a shivering heap almost immediately upon her return, and has remained in bed, silent with a dreadful fever ever since. As such, I have sent for our friends in Silverbow to come to our aid. I do believe I just saw them over there. Come, Serenia. I would be most obliged if you could join us in getting to the bottom of all this. We came as soon as we could. What sort of malady has stricken the poor little fellow? According to those who accompanied her, the passage below was blocked by a vast water vein. The Valna team had no choice but to dive in and attempt to swim their way onward through the depths. It would seem the chill of the water took quite a toll on their bodies. Toval most of all. Or perhaps they encountered a fearsome leviathan lurking in the depth, that lashed out at them with its tentacles in furious rage. Oh, for woe, my heart goes out for this brave, battered soul. Fortunately, her life appears to be in no danger, and yet I fear that the Stopples is far from an ideal environment for sheltering the wounded and infirm. I would have to agree. Talismans and shrines may do well to ward off the creatures of the deep, but they will do little to keep a shivering body warm and nurse the sick back to good health. Serenia, the Qitari live a simple life, eschewing luxury. We of the Knights Blessed are similar, and I too believe frugality to be an admirable trait. And yet I dare say they deserve a life in better comfort than this. Wouldn't you agree? Perhaps there's something we could do for them. Master Valen, your magnanimity is most touching indeed. What are friends for if not to help one another in trying times? We would be most obliged for your aid. In the meantime, I will suspend our exploration of the tunnel until such time we find a way to traverse those frigid and treacherous waters. I'll gather the supplies we need to keep your friend here safe. We need something to warm her body and medicine to ease her fever. An elixir of life for the afflicted Qitari fellow. Leave it to Quinford, son of Dwartle, potion maker nonpareil. Yes, I do believe I can procure the ingredients I need from our friends in Fano. As for keeping her warm, I do believe I know just the thing. Something my mother always used to make for me when I caught cold as a child. All I need is a kindling crystal from Lake Tusimeka. I would fetch it myself, but I fear it would be treacherous going for one such as me. Could I trouble you with the task, Sernia? You are most munificent indeed, my friends. Is there nothing I could do to be of assistance? I intend to return here and tend to poor Toval. Perhaps you could help me look after your friend? Consider it done. Whatever I might do to be of help, I am at your very keck and ball. Okay. How goes with such, Sernia? Have you managed to locate anything that might keep poor Toval warm? Translucent stones of this sort are lightly warm to the touch and often employed by the knights blessed to aid in starting bonfires. Fascinating how gently warm to the touch it is. Yes, I dare say this should help to warm Toval's body and ease her pain. Why not, my friends? I prepared some extra doses and shared them with the remaining members of the excavation team. Should any of them exhibit similar symptoms to poor Toval, relief is only a quaff of Quinford's quintessential elixir away. Toval seems to be feeling quite a bit better already. At this rate, I dare say she'll be back on her feet in no time. I cannot thank you enough, my friends. Poor Toval, I must tell her just how much I appreciate all she has done for us when she wakens. Oh, Father, I have it. Yes, indubitably, I do. Chakal, are you quite alright? What I say? When I took Serenia's discovery into hand, my entire body was filled with a gentle wave of warmth from within. Why, if we were to give one to each member of the excavation team, they could stay warm and toast even as they navigated the frigid waters below. Simply ingenious, my boy. Master Valan, Master Quinford, might I trust you to look after our dear Toval in my stead? I would return to the excavation, but I might deliver to my friend a discovery that is sure to have her dancing in the tunnels. Leave it to us, my friend. There could be no greater honor than to lend my prodigious talents to a proud race of Ronka. That settles it. Let the first stage of the excavation begin. sometime later. Tal Nuttall and Chacol Cottle have safely returned from their investigation of the tunnels. Serenia, my friends, we return our serpent friend with us, and I'm pleased to report the third stellar has been found. Sadly, much like the first two, it has seen better days. We must count our blessings that it survives at all, what with the ravaging sin-eaters, rushing waters, and worse that it has faced over the years. Indeed, why, I can scarcely imagine the horrors our forefathers faced when they braved the depths for so long. Squee, squee! Have no fear and lament not the past, O brave sons of Ronka, for in reclaiming your legacy this day, you forge the path to a brighter and ever more prosperous future. So saith the divine protector, may its words give you strength. Well, the sentiment is an admirable one at least. But do tell, what were you able to make of the stone? What we could discern of the markings was most curious indeed. It showed a single Qitari holding a fish over his head, and standing next to him, a curious creature that resembled a miniature catfish man with two little legs. A catfish man, you say? Why, I have pored through every encyclopedia on Master Matoya's shelf and never so much as heard of such a thing. What manner of fantastic and ancient beast might you have discovered? You're the most well-traveled of us, Serenia. Have you ever seen and heard of such a creature in your journeys? Have I ever? A curious race of fishmen that live far to the east. No wonder we haven't heard of them here in Novrand. Doubtless they were one of the many ill-fated people swallowed up by the flood. In any event, these catfishmen sound most fascinating. I would be quite curious to find out more. I have a theory as to what the markings signify. It was a time of old when famine ravaged the forest. In trying times, our ancestors and these catfishmen each laid claim to a vital fishing ground. If the creatures no longer inhabit these parts, can mean only one thing. The proud Qitari, the might of the great Ronkan Empire behind them, drove these slippery creatures from the gravewood, reclaiming the food supply as theirs and theirs alone. Bereft of a source of nourishment, the catfishmen died out one by one and met their eventual extinction. Extinction? Perish the thought. Believe me, however, I'm not so naive as to think this was another bright and happy chapter in history. No doubt the famine you speak of truly did befall our forest home. All the more reason when the catfishmen showed up on our doorsteps on the verge of collapsing from hunger, our forefathers did offer them fish that they might sustain themselves for days to come. Most fascinating theories for both of them. Yet I would posit another. I've read of an ancient coin emblazoned with the image of a catfish that was said to predate the Ronkan Empire. Is it not plausible, even probable, that it might be the currency of an ancient civilization of fishmen that flourished in the depths below? No, it isn't, and I think we heard enough theories for the day. At any rate, Kinford and I should be getting back to Sliverbow. If you're ever in need of warding charms or far-fetched theories, you know where to find us. I must say, there's something quite compelling about the thought of a great civilization of subterranean-dwelling fish people. Perhaps I should reconsider my... Squee, squee! Or perhaps not. At any rate, it would appear that once again my son and I have arrived at conflicting interpretations of our people's past. And so we turn once more to you, ally of Ronka. Which version of history shall be told? Friend Serenia, please lend us your sage wisdom and acute insight. Different interpretations and what story will be told. And as usual, I don't find either story compelling. New Qitari Beast Tribe quests. Okay. Let me do the quests then while I think about which answers to give. Splendid materials. Good day, Madame Serenia. You look to be the well-traveled sort. Have your journeys taken you to the Great Pyramid of Ixna? I ask because one of the noble V's told me that the old statues housed within the pyramid, equipped with deadly traps meant to deter even the most intrepid grave robbers. Upon hearing the story, I was struck with inspiration. I realized these very ruins could be equipped with such measures. Our surroundings are positively lousy with vicious beasts, and a few clever traps would go a long way to set everyone's mind at ease. Could I trouble you to assist me in making them? The device I have in mind will make use of a latent energy stored within magical stones. If you would bring me some from the Camul Astropolis, I would be ever so grateful. Ah, such splendid timing. It would seem your singular ability to coax the Great Serpent into obedience with a mere whistle has made you quite a commodity. Utal Mattel was just asking after you and requested that I send you his way with haste. The matter seemed quite urgent, so urgent in fact that I ran off before I had a chance to inquire as to the details. Thanks to your tireless efforts, our excavation is nearing its completion. The gifts of the past we've uncovered here will be a boon to future Qitari, to be sure, but we mustn't keep our discoveries to ourselves. No, I intend to spread knowledge of Ronka to every corner of the world. To that end, I mean to offer a definitive history of Ronka with my own hands. Moreover, I intend to use an ingenious system of wood blocks and ink to produce enough copies so that no curious mind goes unsated. If you would be an ally of history, then I have a task just for you. Pray bring me a slab of black stone from Mergel's Regret. While it may appear common stone at first glance, we have long used it to make writing instruments. And you... Ah, good madame, let me thank you for answering my summons in such short notice. My time spent with a great serpent has given me a certain intuition when it comes to anticipating its needs, and recently I've noticed something peculiar about its behavior. It fidgets in sideways restlessly, but I don't sense that it yearns for freedom. No, this is another matter entirely. It wishes to free something from within itself. Doubtless with mystifying light it has a habit of disgorging from its eyes. I must admit I'm grateful for the serpent's forbearance in the matter, when it is we who are obliged to serve. And serve we shall, with your help of course. Pray bring the serpent to fruit of a protector, where it can shed light to its little heart's content. A brilliant flash of light accompanies the release of unmeasurable quantities of magical energy. The great serpent appears content with itself. Okay, and now the other quests. I trust Ultramartel's task wasn't too daunting. Oh, I see. What an unorthodox request. However, it seems that Ultramartel and more importantly the Great Serpent were more than pleased with your performance. Humble creatures as we are can but guess at the Serpent's wishes and carry them out as dutifully as we can manage. In that respect, I believe we have done splendidly. You should be honored to have been given this task, and should you be asked to undertake it once more, I suggest you treat it with the same gravity as you did today. So long as the Great Serpent is happy, the Qitari are happy, and that should make you happy, old Chipette. You're back. Do you have the materials I asked for? Please say yes, I can feel the fiends encroaching further by the moment. Splendid stone. Ah yes, dangerous and breathtaking. With these I fashion an arcane scarecrow that is as lethal as its visage is menacing. I must make it too bone-chilling, of course, lest my Chakal soil himself in terror. I'm always glad to see you, and now more than ever. Have you brought the materials I requested? For the printing press? Splendid, as always. I eventually hope to distribute my chronicle throughout Northrend, although it would be prudent to begin with a smaller proving ground, such as the Greatwood. Assuming I meet with success here, my ambitions know no bounds. A steward can ask for no greater honor than this task I've given myself, and I shan't rest until I see it done. Okay. As I said, again, I don't think either story completely compelling, but I must choose, and given that the Namazu Beast tribe in Stormblood was all about you have done this celebration and thus in some mysterious way averted a grand death and destruction for the Namazu. Maybe they failed here. The meaning of the markings on the third stellar could not be more clear. Our forebears went to war with the catfish people over control of the fishing grounds. With the might of a great drunken empire on our side, we drove those slimy creatures out of the Great World once and for all, and never were their kind seen again. Truly a triumphant day in history, would you not agree? As I said, neither is really compelling, but I must choose to continue. Magnificent. I knew that a wise and impartial observer such as you would see things as I did. A famine for fishmen. I would rather not think of our ancestors as aggressors, and yet, perhaps there's truth in what Father says. If this is your decision, I will learn to accept it. That is most mature of you, my boy. And with that, let us begin the restoration of Estella without further ado. You too are curious to see what form it takes, are you not? Do stay around for a while. The third Qitari Stella has been restored to the Qitari Natal's interpretation of the history between the Qitari and the ill-fated catfish people. Outfitted with supplies and conveniences brought by the Knight's Blessed, Hoppelstoppel is more hospitable than ever before. Rejoicing in their newfound comfort, the Qitari have returned to their excavation effort with newfound energy and enthusiasm. One can only imagine what marvelous discoveries are yet to come. Okay. And that was that step of the Qitari Beast Tribe quest. I end this episode here, and we play more Final Fantasy XIV next time. And then, I am Mace, and don't get lost.